Hollow Knight Silksong has finally arrived. And so, finally, after years and years of waiting, we can once more enjoy the Halls of Bug. But you know me, I can't just enjoy a great game normally, especially when I have heard so many people complaining about the game being way too difficult. So we need to remove something, and I think I know the perfect thing. Silk. Because everything in this game basically uses silk. Want to heal? You need silk. Want to use any abilities? You need silk. Want to even read the game's name? Well, look again, cause we ain't using it. So join me as we find out if it's possible to beat Hollow Knight Silksong without using any silk. As soon as the intro cinematic ends, we are prompted to hold down the B button in order to bind. This is the game's healing mechanic and the only way in which if you ever lose any masks, you can actually get them back. Luckily though, specifically here, before we have even grabbed our nail, we don't even have a silk bar. Which means that when we bind our weapon, no silk is actually expended. And the tutorial zone of Silksong exists to teach us just about these things. We get to see the difference between the previous Hollow Knight and this one, like the fact that you can effortlessly climb up slightly too tall cliffs now.
What's down here? Off of... Hold down to look...
In the beginning, I had also hoped that maybe beating this game without even gathering silk at all would be possible.
Mossberry.
But I quickly noticed that that just wouldn't be feasible.
My god, I'm going to die. I'm going to die in the tutorial zone. I have 1 health. Help me. Oh god. Where's the bench? God damn it.
Another thing that this first zone does is give us access to our first bench. These are save points, but more importantly, seeing as we cannot heal normally, the one and only way that we can actually restore our masks without, you know, dying.
Oh shit. First boss? This score is already so good. No, game, I can't bind. You stop taunting me? Good enough.
And so, with the Moss Grotto cleared, after yapping a bunch with an old Chapel bug that clearly can only have our best wishes in mind,
New objective, the Great Citadel.
Make it over to the first settlement, Bone Bottom.
Oh, the music is back!
There is a shop here with some interesting items, but nothing we can currently afford, so instead it is time to simply move onwards.
Faridula simadet, holy domadon,
and here is where I would come to understand what using no silk would actually mean.
Oh, wait a second. I can't get that mask back until I find another bench. That's not good. Goddamn, I'm bad at this game.
Traversing these areas without getting clobbered wouldn't be so bad if I actually knew where I was going.
Ah! Whoa, ah!
But since this was my first playthrough of the game, without this knowledge, I sorta just had to do my best to take as little damage as possible all the time.
Ow. Oh, an elevator. I love this game and it's gonna go back into the village. This game is so well designed already. Alright. I shouldn't have said anything. Will it reset? Oh. Gah!
And doing so while at the same time exploring new areas isn't always going to be the easiest thing.
No!
Right away, here in the beginning, where to actually go is also a real problem. If we inspect the map, there does seem to be quite a few accessible areas. However, upon further inspection, most of these lead nowhere. We can't take the right path over in the Marrow, as there is a gigantic lava pit blocking our way, nor can we simply go up here as the way is just blocked without any way of hitting this lever. So the only way left is making it past these strange looking webs. To do it, what you're meant to do is use the first silk skill you get in order to break them, which I, to be fair, had found quite easily by just walking up to and using bind on this Weaver's Shrine thing. However, using it would be a different story. Silk Spear is a silk skill, and so, of course, requires silk. And breaking the webs without it just was not possible.
I can't break you out, friend.
So my only other option was to keep exploring. I did find this way here, but it really did not seem like I was supposed to be here.
Oh my god, this is some parkour. I don't know where I'm going. Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Can I kill this guy? Oh, I can. Wow, this is gonna take... Well, let's try that again. This seems like where I'm meant to be.
But with enough determination, I was actually able to kill the beast.
This is possible, which means I'm doing it.
After a grueling 40 hits.
27! Ow! No, I'm gonna die again. 39, 40, bam, 40 hits. Woo.
Which just led to a mask shard and another locked door.
Simple keyhole. There was a key you could buy in town.
Yep, the simple key does go here, but it costs 500 rosaries. Even so, I had little choice but to try. And thankfully, getting the money is not all too hard. There are plenty of innocent bugs around, so it was time to simply slaughter and rob them all of their belongings about 100 times or so.
$500 reduce. Let us see where this door leads.
Welcome to Worm's Way, an unpleasant, filthy place with nothing but tight corridors and pathways.
Good prank, good prank.
Mostly leading to completely dead ends. It is also the first place which features enemies that do 2 damage.
Ow.
Thankfully, I would not have to stay here for too long as there really are not many places to go. While I was able to, by bouncing on these spikes, make it a little bit in, this jump here just was not quite possible with the severe lack of movement we have. Thankfully, we are still not quite out of options as there is one final way to go.
Let's see what's in here, I guess.
This is the first chapel I had come across, and it also contains the first wave-based hard fight I would have to tackle.
Oh god, ah!
In these rooms, you have to take on several waves of enemies, which are all by themselves fairly harmless. However, seeing as we have to kill over a dozen, any damage we take does add up over time, and as I can't heal...
What do you do? I don't know what you guys do!
Like you normally can, it meant that this wouldn't be simple.
How many rounds of enemies? No! Okay, that was the final one. Claim. Dash?
Unfortunately for me, it is not dash, but it is our first new crest, completely altering not only my jump attack, but also our normal one, letting us attack several times faster. And so, hope had once again returned. Maybe this amount of attack speed would be enough to get through the web.
Please be enough to break.
So all that was left was to return and try again. Yeah, sadly not even close.
Why? Let me through!
I had tried everything, but as it turns out, the only way to progress seemed to be by using the silk skill, already putting the required amount up from that perfect 0 to a shameful 4.
Oh god, here we go.
The Bell Beast itself, thankfully, is not all too hard. It does hit quite hard.
Oh my god, he hurts!
But even so, thanks to it telegraphing whether it's going to jump or not with a little roar.
He's gonna jump, yeah, you can hear him. Whoa, 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 whoa!
I was able to beat it in just 2 tries.
Nice.
Already unlocking the game's fast travel. The rest of the marrow is accessible now, and it is here where I would importantly, after freeing a little thief, get my very first red tool. These are different from any of the yellow ones we have been able to grab so far, as instead of having a passive feature, they have active combat components. And importantly, in contrast to our silk skills, instead of requiring silk, just uses shell shards. Here is also where the game really opens up with a lot of different areas that you could potentially go to. But naturally, since I had no idea what I was doing nor where I was going, I just picked the first one I happened to stumble upon.
No, I have 1 health. I have 1 health! Please!
It was time to try and tackle the first kind of difficult boss so far. Or I guess it's technically not a boss, but it might as well be.
Okay.
2 of his moves are fairly easy to dodge, but his jump specifically was just not, as walking out of range took longer than him simply swinging his sword. Now, I could have done it the cool way, which is to parry every single one of his attacks, and while this would work, there just had to be an easier way. And thankfully, I quickly found one. Unlike most arena fights, this one does not actually lock upon entry. So by simply walking slightly backwards, I could lure him into this tight corner here. And well, with a roof barely tall enough for him to even stand, he now simply could not jump, letting me quite easily keep baiting out normal attacks until he was beaten.
Nice.
And so we make it into Hunter's March. And I certainly had some issues getting through the zone.
No. Not like this. What?
But eventually, after another hard-fought arena fight,
Whew.
and some more very unnecessary deaths, made it over to the second Weaver Shrine. I still don't know what these are. To acquire Swift Step, a very important first step in traversing the world of Pharloom. This is our first real movement upgrade and one of the most important ones, not only letting us dash from stationary or even airborne positions, but also sprint.
I'm so quick. Whee!
With this, the previously unreachable part of Worm's Way was now super easy to traverse.
Let's climb and let's not fall and not die. Are you time to go back the whole way?
Unlocking another whole bunch of areas.
This place is crazy. What is this? Where's my bench? That's not a bench.
So I decided that before heading off and trying to explore somewhere I shouldn't be,
I thought it would be like a nice town. This is not nice. This is horrible.
it was better to try and complete the areas I had already been to, starting with Deep Docks. Deep Docks actually contains some really important things.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the blacksmith?
The first one being the NPC known as Forge Daughter, as she sells some of the best items we will get access to in a really long time. The first one being the Magma Bell, our first actually usable blue item. The tool itself lessens any lava damage we would take from 2 down to 1, and the second item we can pick up here is even more important. The Sting Shards is one of this game's best red tools, letting us set up traps that automatically strike any enemy that comes into contact with them. Importantly, letting me keep my distance while dealing high damage.
Nice, yeah, they're so strong.
And so, with these upgrades, it was time to tackle another boss. It was time for the first encounter with Lace. Right away, this seemed like material that would keep me stuck for a while.
En garde!
A long dialogue before the fight even started, a custom theme, and some moves that are very quick.
Ah, oh my god! Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa!
But apparently I was wearing my gamer socks or something, as I managed to just barely beat her on my very first try.
Ah. This is gonna be so close. Oh my god, I got her. Whew, that was hard. That's a really cool fight.
With Lace defeated, we can make our way into far fields.
Whoa, look at that guy.
And quickly thereafter run into this seamstress. She gives us a wish, sorta like this game's quests, to go gather some spines from some poor local insects.
Oh, get back here. Stop falling in.
And upon successfully returning to her with them, upgrades our movement by gifting us the Drifter's Cloak. We can now not only glide in the air,
What is this?
letting us make it way further, but also use all the different air currents scattered around the map.
Wait, that's so cool. Whee! Oh. Oh my god!
The fourth chorus is one of the first fights I kinda struggled with,
Okay. Oh shit!
even though I probably shouldn't have.
Oh Oh!
His attacks are very telegraphed and slow,
No!
but the fact that he was destroying the platforms
Oh my god, that's not good.
really caused me some trouble.
Okay, one. Okay, this is much cleaner. If I'm just take it easy, don't stress too much. Oh my god, ow. Oh, I see what you're meant to do. Oh shit, I almost died there at the end. Whew. That was awesome.
With the far fields now sorta explored at least, I decided to head back and ran into the flea caravan. And seeing as I had, by this point, freed at least a couple of them, could join them on their trip over to Greymoor. As a reward, we can now purchase the Flea Brew, a tool that, upon use, grants us a massive amount of both attack and movement speed, which combined with the already very fast attacking crest we have, gets quite ridiculous.
I've never gone this way, apparently. Holy shit. Whoa.
It was time for Sister Splinter, and what was surprisingly a very challenging encounter, because during my first few attempts I was just getting nowhere with this fight.
Okay. I got deleted.
She attacks really fast, so if I was not ready to immediately dash, I would instantly lose one of my lowly 3 hits I could take.
Why did that hurt me?
And even when I managed to dodge her attacks, she would eventually start both filling the room with roots, blocking off how we even can move, but even worse, summon in these guys.
What?
Who of course also does 2 damage.
Are you... Ah, it hits you once and it does 2 damage.
I wanted nothing more than to simply heal.
Well.
But of course, that would be against the challenge, so...
Are you kidding me?
all I could do was keep trying.
That spin is so crazy. No. Damn you. This little guy is gonna kill me all by himself. Are you kidding?
Eventually though, I realized that not only can you just break the roots,
Oh, you can break them.
but you can also, by standing beneath where the guys spawn in, instantly kill them before they have any chance to act.
There you go. Okay. Nice. Got him.
And as a reward for my struggle, we get the Cling Grip.
Yes! Cling grip.
This game's wall jump and a massive upgrade, as with 3 movement options now, there are really not many areas that we simply can't reach anymore. And so the most obvious way seemed to be where I had already attempted to go prior.
What's down here? Oh my god, what am I what? I see.
It was time for Blasted Steps. All the enemies here, while very cool design-wise, are all quite rough to fight.
Ow, I'm getting owned. Ah, what are you? The rebound.
And with the zone's basic enemies already giving me trouble, the boss sure wouldn't be any easier.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
The almost more annoying part of this fight though was actually the run back I had to do every time. It was very long, and remember, since healing at all uses silk, this meant that if I got hit at all along the way, I wouldn't be able to get it back. I struggled for a while, but eventually realized that I wouldn't be able to get through this by just brute forcing it. I would need the most important part of this run, patience. As I couldn't heal, it was really important to not get hit by anything unnecessary, and I noticed that while they were burrowing down, you can sneak in a whole 3 hits on them. So all I had to do was just dodge and patiently wait for them to do this move again and again. And after deploying this strategy, managed to beat them in just 2 attempts.
1 down. Only had to kill 1 apparently. Nice. That was a great fight. Excellent fight. I love that.
And so after scaling the remaining cliffs, we make it up to the door of the Citadel. In order to get in, you need to ring the different bells all around Pharloom, something which, while exploring, I had already unintentionally been doing. The only one that actually remained was the secret Bellheart one, the one place that I had still not managed to get into.
Now, how would I get up there? Maybe it might be through there, actually.
So I spent the next few hours just trying to get in, but I just couldn't find the way. In my search, I came across Sinner's Road.
Ow! I'm dead.
Then Bilewater.
I got no clue where I'm going.
The two most unpleasant areas yet.
Bench. What is this? Give me my bench. Oh, lovely. Oh, no, that's great.
And I even came across a mysterious area called the Mist that no matter where I went seemed to just lead back to the beginning.
What? That's back out?
But soon enough, my search would come to an abrupt end.
Ah, I thought we were a friend. Oh, what? Huh? What just happened? Did I get kidnapped? Get me out of here.
That's right, we did. And so was now until I could figure a way out of here, trapped inside the slab.
So jailbreak, we're breaking out of jail.
An area that I really was not ready for. Cause not only can we still not heal, we don't even have our weapon anymore. Thankfully, the prison here almost seemed designed to break out of, with convenient traps everywhere to help me take down the enemies I otherwise just couldn't.
Okay. Oh, it broke his neck. Now you messed up. Ow. Maybe I messed up. No. Music's so good. Let me move. Why did I walk into him? Right, 3 health left. Come on. This is easy. There we go.
And so, with my captors defeated, I could now steal their key and victoriously get myself out of here. Which meant it was back to searching for Bellheart. And while doing so, I actually found some very nice upgrades. First, I ran into a very important alchemist bug.
Whoa.
As after accepting his wish and draining a few local plants of their plasmium,
There it is.
he grants us the plasmium file.
My assistant and I have been injecting plasmium into the local flora. Oh yeah, no, this sounds very safe.
Yet another red tool, and by far the best one so far. Each use of it grants us an entire extra temporary mask, and well, with my super limited health pool, it'll let us take a whole 2 extra hits, which might not sound like a lot, but being able to take 5 is a whole lot more than just 3.
Okay.
Next, I found this gambling pilgrim, and after gambling my way into winning literally all his money,
I'm stealing this guy's money. All your money is mine.
we get the magnetite dice. Its effect only says that it increases our luck, but is actually a really good thing. Not only letting us get more lucky hits, but also sometimes, if we are lucky enough, simply not take any damage from attacks hitting us. I also granted another strange bug's wish and got the pull-up pouch, an interesting item that modifies all our equipped tools to deal poison damage on hit, which is just a very nice damage increase overall. Finally, I also ran into another merchant who, even though I couldn't speak his language, sold me the fractured mask, protecting us from dying for exactly 1 hit.
Oh, please be a bench. Yes. Are you kidding me?
And so, with all of these upgrades, it was time to tackle the by far hardest fight so far, the Savage Beastfly.
Ow. Ow. What the f...
In hindsight, you are clearly meant to fight this guy after getting at least 1 nail upgrade.
Okay.
The reason why this fight would be so rough without it is not really because of the moves that the Beastfly itself has. No, the real problem would be the other smaller insects he summons. They all take like 3 to 5 hits to kill, and if I decide to ignore them, well, I would quickly just get overwhelmed. I was doing so little damage that I would have to hit this bug like 50 times.
How fat are you? What is this 5-minute boss fight? Like, Ay, ay, ay. Come on. Yes! Holy, I did it. That took so long. Okay, there has to be some way in to Bellheart. It has to be kind of high up. It has to be in like this corridor, right? Where else would it be? Oh my... Am I dumb? Why have I not went here before?
Yep, the way was just there, right in the open, all along. Which meant that now, after making my way through the Bellheart tunnels, we arrive over to challenge Widow.
Widow?
She's extremely fast, and the first couple of tries, I just got completely annihilated immediately.
When do I hit her? When do I hit her? What? What is this fight? Ow! It's crazy! What the fuck is even going on?
It did take me a while, but eventually I noticed that there's a really long opening whenever she stops to summon bells.
Mm-hmm. Nice. What? Wait, I got her and then I lost. What happens now?
Yep, she has a fake out death and a phase 2. And this one is just pure chaos.
No! What? Oh my god! Ow! Whoo! Let's go. That wasn't too bad.
With Widow beaten, we can finally free Bellheart from its curse and can thus ring the final bell in order to open the way into the city. And also can finally enter and speak to the Pinmaster.
Sharpen needle. Yes! Please do.
Having him sharpen our nail to increase all our nail damage. But that is not all that beating Widow does. No, we also get the mandatory ability Needle In. The Needle In is actually mandatory in order to both get into certain areas, but also just beating the game. However, if we read the Needle In's description, it states that it requires silk to use. And this is true. Play the Needle In for too long and you will notice that your silk slowly starts to drain. Thankfully though, there's a workaround to this little problem. Importantly, the Needle In only uses silk after being played for around 6 seconds. This means that as long as we make sure to cancel the song within this time, no silk will actually be expended, and so it is fine to use. Which meant that it was time to return and figure out the mystery of the mist.
So what if I try playing this? Play ancient melodies.
At first glance, this area seems completely random with no rhyme or reason for where to actually go. But I figured that maybe the Needle In might help here. At first, I tried playing it for the bigger ghosts that attack you, but it really didn't do anything.
I see the small creatures going this... maybe I follow them.
And this turned out to actually be the way, as by playing the Needle In for them, they show us the way.
I made it through the mist. Exhaust organ. Uh-huh. Where am I? Oh, hello.
And so we arrive at the Phantom.
The Phantom?
He is pretty similar to Lace.
Whoa!
And extremely fast. But I now actually had a pretty damn large HP pool, meaning that even though he was kicking my ass in the beginning,
that was so bad.
As all bosses do, all his attacks are very fair and not that hard, and it didn't take all too long to learn.
Whoa. Right bumper to parry. Woo! God damn! Got him!
And so, with the Phantom defeated, we arrive at the Citadel. Before running straight in though, I decided to also go the other way and figure out what was in through, well, the intended path.
Oh my god, I have 1 health! I came here with 1 health!
Yeah, the last judge is hard.
Oh my god, that hit me, really? Last judge, huh?
I did notice that she uses fire in phase 2, which meant that by re-equipping my fire tool, I could somewhat mitigate it, but this was still a hard one. I was especially struggling with the one attack where she simply throws out her bell.
Oh, it explodes.
The way to dodge it is to simply be patient and jump over it, but this took me a while to learn.
Nice. Not nice. No, 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 no. Come on, come on. Nice. That was not easy. Ah! What? What? Huh? No, 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 no. You bet. I won. I had it. Are you kidding me? What? I already won. Why do I have to do it again? Okay. Okay, I run away. Well, we got him, but I should have had him before too. Uh-oh.
Welcome to the Underworks. Here, everything costs money and no one has any, which is not great as I also did not bring any along.
Insert 15. Do you think I'm made of money? Hi, guys. And I'm dead. I'm gonna need your money. You guys are not rich. You are very poor.
But after 30 minutes or so of stressful navigation...
Really? Let's not take any damage. Let's not take any damage is what I was gonna say. Bench. All I hear is bench. Where's my goddamn bench? $25? What is the bathroom or what? I'm so unbelievably poor.
I finally managed to make my way out and over into the actual Citadel.
The coral chambers where all the rich people live. He's rich. He has money.
And this place is massive. There are just so many different ways to go, enemies to annihilate, and rewards to collect.
Bum, bam, bum, bam. Cogheart piece. Oh god, what is this?
It was time for the Cogwork Dancers. One of, in my opinion, the best designed fights in the entire game.
Oh, that's really cool. Wow.
They attack together in rhythm with the music, so dodging them should be completely predictable. However, there being two of them sometimes made things harder than they look.
I'm dead.
And pair that with 3 phases all getting faster and faster, and you have a fight which wouldn't be simple.
The dance gets faster. What? Ow. Ah. Okay, is there a third one? Oh my god, there's a third one. Ah! What is this? No! My god, man. Clean phase 2. Okay, full HP for phase 3. This is great. Nice, good crits. Nice. Oh, now I feel bad. That was such a good theme.
Upon defeating the Cogwork Dancers, the final elevator up to the end of the game reveals itself. However, before being allowed up there, we need to go collect the 3 songs spread out across the capital, all guarded by their own unique challenges. And also, before being able to collect them, we need access to the final movement skill we will get, accessible only after collecting this white key here and heading back down into the slums of the capital. Before doing so, however, I did some more exploring.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Ran into an old vault keeper and found our very first pale oil, letting me get yet another upgrade to my nail.
Alright, let's see where we're going. White ward, huh? Oh, this is not creepy at all. God, oh god. I have not gone here. Why are there these things everywhere. Oh.
Here is where we get the claw line. This is the final movement skill we will need in order to beat the game, but sadly also where our 4 silk streak is going to take an abrupt end. So far, we have been lucky enough that every single movement skill we have gotten doesn't require any silk to use. You can jump, dash, and glide as much as you want without having to worry about that pesky bar moving at all. And even the needle in, which states that it does require silk, had its own solution. However, this was all about to change.
Oh no, it also says silk will be expended.
Yep, anytime we need to use the skill, which due to how this game is designed, we use 1 silk string. A real game changer, and right away the game is not going to let us off easily.
How do I get out of here? Maybe the quit to menu trick will put me back at a bench? Oh shit.
Yep, we are stuck here until we can figure a way out. The intended way out of this room is by using the claw line a fair few times, jumping from ring to ring, a very clever forced tutorial on how to use the skill. Of course for us though, this is very bad news, as the distance between platforms is simply too long to just jump over, and so there is actually nothing we can do but use the claw line. I was able to, by dying earlier in this exact spot, use the cocoon you leave behind to skip 1 entire jump. But to even make it out, I still had to use the claw line 4 times.
No, my silk streak.
Right after, we also run into these fun new rings that only open after hanging on them for a fair few seconds. Meaning that in just 1 room now, we have already more than doubled the total amount of silk needed in order to progress, up to 9.
Boss time.
And so with that, it is finally time to try and collect the 3 melodies. Starting with the great
Trobio!
It was quite difficult to know when to hit this guy, as he loves moving around and jumping under the floor.
Whoa. Whoa, what? Damn. Trobio!
However, I noticed that during his whirlwind attack, there's a brief window in which he simply just stops, letting me hit him 2 times.
Damn you, Trobio. Oh god, oh god. Jesus Christ.
And with this opening and the extra 1 mask I had been able to purchase, it was more than enough to eventually beat him.
Nice. Oh, he's so dramatic. Good fight, Trobio.
And thus pick up the sacred cylinder, letting us learn the Vault Keeper's melody. Now we only have 2 left, but these would be way trickier to get. I decided to start with the Conductor's melody, but right away, even the beginning would not be kind, as this place is riddled with claw line rings.
I see these guys and I don't like it.
To even get into the first room, I was forced into using several ones, and while there were exactly 1 I could skip, this first ascent already required 4 strings to pass. And things would not get any better from here.
Fantastic, another one instantly. Come on. Okay, this looks possible. Come on, man, so close.
Thankfully, I did find a way. There is, after all, an enemy here which shoots little robot enemies at you, and so by lining it up correctly with the exact right timing and a little bit of luck, I was actually able to get over this gap.
Nice, okay, that was pretty cool. And immediately more rings, lovely.
Yeah, some of these are just unavoidable. I won't bore you by showing all of them, but in total, in order to pass through this area, even with me managing some more cool skips and tight maneuvering,
this one is as mandatory as they get, huh?
I was still forced into using the claw line 12 times. Again, more than doubling our total, putting us up to a shameful 21 required silk. Not exactly the most desirable outcome.
Is that a cannon? Say hello to my little friend.
But we are not done yet. No. Before getting this melody, the game still had 1 more thing in store for me. This was by far the longest wave-based fight yet, and dare I say, the hardest encounter by far this game had thrown at me so far.
Not Polaris. Oh my god. What are you? Are you... Are we done? How are we not done? How are we not done? Are you... I have to do that entire thing again?
I had to play so perfectly, since remember, I can't heal.
Oh, we're not done. It's never done. When is it done? Please be done. Please. Please. What is this? It never ends. It never ends. Please be over. It's not over. Are you serious? How do you dodge too? What is this? Help me. Oh my god. Okay. Just die already, please. Holy shit, I did it. Holy shit. Oh, that was not meant to be done without healing.
Yeah, this was one of the harder things I have done in a long time.
Hey man, what's up? Oh, I need a second, Mr. Conductor Ballader.
But I did make it through and could thus collect the second of the melodies. We now only have one left, and of course it's also stuck behind way more jumping. And guess what? More rings. Thankfully though, this place actually has something which makes it require way fewer silk than the last one. Cogs. As by carefully timing your nail swings, it is actually possible to move around by bouncing on them. Which meant that I was in a fair few places able to, instead of using the normal easy path, with some, at least for me, very hard jumps.
Okay, there it is.
Skip almost every single one.
Come on, man. Oh my god. Whew. Again, you're meant to use that. Shouldn't be that hard. Nice.
Of course, some were still required, but I was actually only forced to use the claw line 5 more times in total here, which is really not too bad, all things considered.
Oh my god, okay.
And so, after solving a fairly self-explanatory puzzle...
Okay, I think they just have to match up, right? There you go, yeah.
Collect the last melody we needed.
Whoa.
The Architect's Melody.
Alright, we have them all. Let's find out what happens. Up we go, I guess.
And with that, we arrive at the familiar face.
Oh shit.
It was time for the rematch with Lace.
I don't have my best stuff on my...
This time cranked into turbo speed.
Ahaha. Ahaha, what? Oh my god. Absolutely destroyed. What the f... How do I dodge that? She's kinda cracked.
She really does not have anything new though, so I was able to, by using a new tool I had found that tracks enemies, guaranteeing some fairly decent damage, easily get her into phase 2.
Oh my god.
Whew. And so, with Lace defeated, there is only one thing left. It was time to finally confront the one that haunts the lands of Pharloom.
Challenge. Oh shit. Here we go. Here we go. What's it gonna be? Oh, Grandmother Silk, huh? Whoa, whoa. Okay, I'm learning. This is Radiance-esque. That's so fast. That's so fast. I'm dead. What is this? Holy. That hit me. 3 damage. 3. Ow. Okay. Relax. Phase 2. Oh my god. Oh my. What? Fucking stand still. Damn it. Let's just go all in. Nice, clean phase 1. Didn't take a single hit. This is not the one. Yeah. Oh my god, what? Holy shit, that was so close. I got her. Get her! Fuck her up! Jesus Christ. What is happening?
And so we have done it, absorbing Grandmother Silk and finishing Silksong with a grand total of 26 silk used. But as I'm sure you can tell, this video is not even close to done yet. And that's because this is not the true end of Silksong. Silksong actually has a third hidden act, locked behind some very specific requirements. So instead of ending things here, it was time to continue on and try to unlock it. Starting off by heading over to collect Double Jump. This is the final movement skill that this game has, but the reason I hadn't gotten it yet is that, well, I didn't know that it existed, as it resides on the very top of Mount Fae. But how bad could getting up here without using any silk really be? As it turns out, very bad. There are so many jumps here that just require the use of clawline. I was able to, like before, do some cool skips in order to lessen the amount slightly.
Oh my god, that worked. How is that not enough height? Alright, there's a bench here. Can't I just kill myself? There you go.
But all in all, the total to getting all the way up on Mount Fae still required a staggering 31 silk usages. 31! That is more than what has been required for everything we have played so far. Now, my routing was definitely not perfect here, and there are most likely ways to skip at least like 5 to 10 or maybe even 15 of these. But this was the best I managed my first time around seeing it.
Okay, that's possible with just one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 to the third bench, huh?
Which means there is just no skipping this.
Still only one. Okay, that was sick. An ancient tuning mechanism. Whoa!
Thankfully, however, with Double Jump, the rest of the capital can actually be traversed almost without needing a single silk. Meaning that if I were to have gone here first, I at least could have beaten the capital with just 5 silk used. Still, even with these removed, it brings our total up to 45 silk used. And so now with Double Jump,
haha,
we can start actually trying to get to Act 3. But here is where things get a bit muddier. I had heard that Act 3 existed, but I had no idea how to actually get to it. All I knew was that you had to basically complete every single wish in the entire game, so that is just what I started doing. As it turns out though, I didn't actually have to complete every single wish, but instead just the ones on the wish boards in the different settlements. Of course, I did not know that all you had to do was complete these, so instead I just explored basically everything I could on the entire map.
What? Huh? I don't feel like my wish is granted, I'm gonna be honest.
Sadly, I can't show you everything.
Oh god.
This video is already long enough as is.
Oh shit, go, 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 go.
But I did run into some very cool bosses along the way. Especially one which I feel like is worth highlighting.
What? Alright, I can go to the slab now. There's infinite things to do. Key of the Heretic. Penitent first of the first. Guilty of the sin of apostasy. Penance by constriction. Absolution denied. So bro has just been sealed in here forever. What am I freeing right now?
It was time for the first sinner.
The first sinner. It's a boss. It is a boss. Holy shit.
She is extremely fast and loves teleporting around all over the place.
Relax. Relax.
And at first, just felt basically completely impossible to hit at all.
Damn, he's fast. Ow. Jesus. Needles. Claws. I am dying. Good damage. Less good. I'm dead. Yep. Damn. Getting better though. Getting better. Nice. Nice. That was clean. If that's all it is. Yeah, no, it is not. I thought so.
That was only phase 1, and in the second one, she just gets faster.
No, you're not allowed to do whatever that is. Oh god. Whew! Is that it?
We are still not quite ready to enter Act 3 yet though, as there still are 2 more things we need to do. The first one is not all too hard, as we only need to get the flea caravan all the way over to the so-called Fleetopia. These guys have been here since the beginning of the game, and by collecting lost fleas, we can help them move in between areas. To do this, you need to find a lot of fleas spread out across the game, most normal, some special.
Whoa.
But doing so is not really too hard, as it kinda just came natural while exploring.
Was you half?
I actually didn't even have to go out of my way to do anything, and could just send them straight to their final destination of Fleetopia.
Fleetopia. Oh, it's right here.
Finally, the last thing we need to do involves that cog heart piece I had collected a while back. There exists 3 of them spread across the capital, and upon collecting them all, we get the cog heart.
Double jump to get up. An inert automaton with an empty chest. Insert the cog heart. Sure.
Using the heart here awakens a long slumbering sentinel.
Okay, bye.
Who after this encounter can be found fighting different bugs all across the Citadel.
Whoa. They're fighting. So I can help. Okay, bye. The final audience. Oh god.
Funnily enough, this is one of the few bosses in the game that actually has quite a few moves which only deals 1 damage.
There's no way! He only deals 1 damage. And I'm getting cooked! I'm so dead! What?
But even so, as this is fought in such a small arena, made this take quite a few tries.
No. Damn, I'm dead. Whew. That was not easy.
With the Sentinel defeated, we have completed every step, as upon returning to the Caretaker, he now finally has a new wish for us, called Silk and Soul. Completing it is not all too difficult, as it just involves returning to and speaking with his lost siblings.
Has that been there all along? Oh my god, and I have never gone down it.
Collecting their souls? Or something similar to it. Especially as the only one which is kinda tricky to get, I had already accidentally collected prior.
What's in here? The Seeker's Soul.
We also need to head into the so-called Weave Nest Atla and speak with Eva, having her show us the location of the Snare Setter. And after returning to the Caretaker with all of these, have him construct a trap to use in order to trap Grandmother Silk.
Let's go. I'm back. I'm still gonna get cooked though. So this is gonna take a few tries. Oh god. Oh, don't get hit. No. Well, that's not good. In fact, I would call that very, very bad. No. That's so bad. I'm gonna die again. 1 HP. Oh my god, I got it. Play the song! Help me! Yeah! Whoa. What? Huh? Oh, that's pretty badass.
And so finally, after all this work, we reach Act 3. The world of Pharloom has now, by our choice, been overrun by darkness.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And with it, infected most of its inhabitants.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And these enemies are very rough to fight. They have increased HP, new attacks, and every single thing they do now hits for 2. Meaning that even the most trivial of enemies now could boast a real challenge.
What? What did you do to my boy? Come back here!
The Bell Eater was up next, and this was just a pure bullet hell fight.
The Bell Eater, huh? How do I hit him? Okay, I hit him from the head. Or from the ass, I guess.
Thankfully, even though I thought I was in for a tough challenge, after not too long, we get some much needed aid.
This is not gonna be easy, is it? Just die already, come on, man. Oh, shit! Get him, boy! Hell yeah, my boy did it!
Free from the Citadel now.
Oh, look at him!
Your next goal is to get down to the location where Grandmother Silk got brought. But in order to do so, we will need some more help.
Oh, it's this guy. Can you help me get down? Wait, how do I get there? I haven't even explored that part.
Yeah, somehow I had actually completely missed this part of Deep Docks, and so was now forced into a fight that I had just completely missed.
Four Brothers Cygnus.
The issue with this fight would be that it has a lot of random trash mobs, which would have been fine if I had done this fight before, when you were supposed to.
There's another one!
But now all of these guys got infected by the darkness.
Like fucking hell, guys! There's 4 of you! No! Whew! Okay. That fight was so hard because I'm doing it all the way now.
In any case, I eventually beat it and could now follow Ballo down and make the descent into the abyss using his bell.
We're diving. Oh, this cannot end well. It looks so sketchy. Yep, that seems about right.
And so we have finally made it into the abyss.
Where are we now?
After having another chat with Lace, we are supposed to make it up a pretty hard parkour section. Here you are, again, meant to use the claw line a lot, but I noticed that most of the jumps here were actually just barely doable without it. There was this one jump here though, where I just couldn't quite get enough height.
Holy shit, okay. Okay, I need a dash too. I need to jump, dash, bam, bam, dab, bam. Even that is not far enough.
Which means that we finally are going to get use of another crest. And to my surprise, it actually worked, letting me save 1 whole silk.
There we go, beautiful.
We open another door, making sure to cancel the needle in time, and so can collect this silk sore. Using it, we can now go as high as we want anywhere, but it comes at a severe cost, a whole 1 silk. In order to even leave the abyss, we actually need to use this skill 6 times. And it's not like we can just double jump to skip this. No, it's 100% mandatory. But at least the final ascent did not need any.
Oh god, lava's coming. Oh shit. Oh my god. Go, 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 go.
Some of the jumps were kinda hard, but it was completely doable.
Holy shit, man. It's right there.
At least up to the final platform.
Okay, we're good. We're not good.
So all in all, in order to escape the abyss, that is yet another 7 silk needed.
Holy! Oh, that's so hype.
With this, we return to the Snail Shamans and so learn yet another song, an Elegy of the Deep, getting our almost final objective, to collect the 3 hearts from Forgotten Memories. The first one being reachable from the bottom of the capital, after using another 2 super jumps, that is.
Damn you and your good level design, Team Cherry.
And right after encounter the Guardian of the Shrine.
Who's this? The boss time? What? Fuck you, Seth. Ow. Ow, what? Well, Seth cooked me.
He is very quick, like very, very quick.
Jesus Christ, Seth, relax. Seth is owning me. Help. Abuse.
And not only that, he also has this pesky shield.
Okay.
Which, when I actually thought I got an opportunity to hit him, simply blocked my hit.
He's so good. Holy shit. Whew. That's phase 1? There's no way. That was phase 1! Then it's gonna stab. And that's where I get to attack. Okay. No! No. Oh my god, I got him. Why am I always on 1 HP? Every time I win, I'm always on 1 HP.
With Seth defeated, we can finally enter the shrine. And in order to proceed here, we need to play the song we learned from the shamans, which of course uses silk. I tried cancelling it as early as I could, but no matter what I did, it always seemed to consume exactly 1 silk. Which means that with yet another 3 silk spent, we arrive at the first of the memories, Nylith.
Nylith? What? Oh shit.
She is kinda hard to punish, as a lot of her attacks cover almost the entire arena.
Ow.
But after some time, I figured out that with my super fast attack speed, I could still get in 2 hits before retreating. Eventually though, she also decides that the floor shouldn't exist either, which sure didn't help things. Here I was really struggling to do any damage without getting hit myself, and the only reliable way of doing this I found was just waiting until she did this jump move.
Just waiting for her to do the jump move. And then we do 2 hits, and then we jump over. 1, 2. I gotta miss. Oh. Whew. Why is it always 1 health? It's always 1 health. Nice. Okay, that fight wasn't that great. I didn't like that one that much, but we got through it.
With Nylith defeated, we can grab the Pollen Heart and move on to the second memory. This one located at the very top of the sands of Karak. During my exploration earlier, I had actually already explored this entire area on my quest to create a dish for Jabba the Hutt or something. Don't worry about that, it was just to get another pale oil. To even get here though, you need to use these rings at the edge of blasted steps, and the best I was able to manage still required the use of 4 of them. Thankfully, the rest of the place was actually explorable completely without the use of a single claw line, even though some jumps became pretty hard.
I have 1 health. I have 1 health! What? All right, of course, it's the one from earlier. He's mad because I murdered his friend. This one is... He's pretty mad. Just die already. How tanky are you? How tanky is this guy? No. Okay. That was hard. That was really, really hard.
I did get to this temple all the way back then and was really confused.
Any kind of checkpoint or anything?
Because there was just nothing here. But of course now when we return and play the song, we get transported into the Coral Tower. And the Coral Tower would probably cause the most problems I had with anything in this entire game, as it is the epicenter of wave fights. In order to make it through here, you need to beat 3 of them in a row without any checkpoints. And these fights are not short either. I counted, and in total, I would need to beat 29 waves of enemies, most of them containing at least 3 bugs.
Really? Really? Whew. Hopefully I don't gotta do that every single time.
This would, even during a normal playthrough, already be very hard, but remember, here we can't heal. So during this absolute gauntlet, I was only allowed to get hit a total of 8 times.
That's a big boy. Okay, we done soon? No!
And that is if the enemies dealt 1 damage. A lot of these guys deal 2.
Okay, made it further. What's... Oh my... Oh, thank God. Luck is on my side.
Now, this is not the game's fault, of course. I am doing this to myself.
Oh God, what are you? Okay.
But as I'm sure you can understand, I was stuck here for the better part of a few hours.
How are we not done yet? Oh my God, what is this? No, 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 no. Okay, we're back to this part. Come on, man. Nice. I was doing so well. Why is it not over? Why is it never over? I actually have HP this time. What's this? What's next? Okay, these are fine. Oh my God, that's it. Okay. Oh, what is this? Checkpoint? Oh my God, checkpoint. Checkpoint. Yes.
Before being able to confront the boss though, there is again some more enemies and then one more forced super jump, because of course there is. And so finally it was time for the boss, Crust King Khan. To be honest though, compared to what I just did, he was nothing. With great telegraphs and plenty of time to dodge, this was the easiest fight in a while.
I'm so tired of your shit, Khan. Get out of here.
And only took me 3 attempts to beat.
Whew. Oh my God, I did it. Thank God they put a checkpoint. If they didn't put a checkpoint, I don't think I ever would have been able to do this.
Finally letting me collect the second heart. All in all, in order to beat this guy, counting both the getting into the biome and the boss himself, that is yet another 7 silk required. And so we only have the last one left. I did get my well-deserved fun break with the sprint bug.
He's so fast. He's so fast. Don't let him beat you. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Please.
For the final mask we will be getting, but then it was back to more jumping. And unfortunately, this is another area that is riddled with rings, as it took another 9 claw lines just to get through it, even with me managing to skip a lot of them. Hopefully we won't be reaching the 100s, cause it's not looking good in the required silk department anymore. In any case, it was time for the final memory. Yet another case where we need to clean up trash before getting to the actual fight.
No, not more pre-fighting, man.
But this time they are actually quite hard.
Why? I thought we were done with these. I thought I was free.
Making it so that even if I manage to get to the actual fight,
Scarsinger Camellia.
a lot of the time I do so with just a couple of HP left. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, unlike the last one, this fight would not be straightforward.
Yeah, let's do the boss. I can take 2 hits. And I'm almost dead already. And I'm dead. Okay, bye. Whoa.
I simply did not have enough HP to make it through.
If only I had like more than 1 health, you know? No. Why did you do 2? Since when do you do 2? Man, come. No, 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 no.
By using my Plasmium, I could get another nice 6 HP.
My God, man. That was so bad. That was so bad. Attempt number 487.
And eventually, I got good enough at the first part to at least almost let me get through it without taking any damage.
Come on, come on. Nice. Good stagger. Okay, 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 okay. Come on, she has to be almost dead. I have hit her so many times. Come on. Please. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't throw this away. Okay. Oh, that was the hardest one so far. By far. That one was so rough.
And so with all the hearts now collected, we can return to the shamans once more.
Okay, what is gonna happen? What is happening? The red memory.
And after some nice hornet backstory,
It's the 45-degree angle. A stag? Where is he? Where is he? Where's my boy? Is it Path of Pain time? I wonder if there's a Path of Pain equivalent in this game.
collect the Everbloom, making us completely immune to the darkness. And so, there was only one thing left to do.
The Abyss. We are back.
It was time to finally head over and confront Grandmother Silk once more.
Dive in! The flower protects me.
Down in the darkness of the abyss.
What awaits us down here? Oh shit. Oh shit. Lost lace. No, not her again. Not her again. I remember her. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. Ow. And I'm dead.
This fight is very hard, with all her moves made even harder and a lot of new ones as well.
What's even going on my screen?
But I had made it this far. I was not going to let Lace get the best of me.
Damn you, Lace. Whew. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is happening? What? Oh, it's not over. Of course it's not over. Of course it's not over. Why would it be over? No! Get off me! No! Fuck. I mean, there's no way I do it on 1 health. There's no way. Oh my god. I was 1 HP for the entire thing. Holy shit, I clutched up. Whew. Don't you dare have a 4th one.
No, thankfully that was it. But before being allowed to leave, the game had one more fun surprise in store for me.
Super jump. Oh my god, it used my entire bar! It used my entire bar! Why? That's so bad!
Yep, as a last slap in the face, this final super jump uses your entire bar. Meaning that even if I had made sure to avoid every single thing which makes this bar longer, it would still add a final 9 extra silk to our total, putting our final grand total up to exactly 80 silk required. It sounds like a lot, and it kind of is. But if we think about it, just 1 heal requires 9. So really, all things considered, I'd say we made it through quite well. This game was so good to play, and at least in my opinion, a nice difficulty increase from the regular Hollow Knight. But maybe that's just me. Don't listen to the guy that decided to do his first playthrough without healing. If you have not played this game already, I would highly recommend it. And if you want a slightly easier time, the original Hollow Knight is just as good. Anyway, if you're still here at the end, thank you so much for watching. This video did take a while to make. Well, I guess technically it only took 2 weeks. I actually had to get it out this fast because I'm going on holiday real soon, so that kind of helped me motivate myself. But I don't really know what to play now. There's not really any games coming up that I'm super interested in. So if anyone has any suggestions, then do please leave a comment about it. Anyways, I'll stop yapping, sorry. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like and all those things. You know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.